Yo, what's up? I'm still here making videos. Really enjoying this process right now. And these thoughts have just been coming to my head as I've also been creating the previous videos. This video here is how to boost your sense of self, your self-concept, right? How to increase your self-worth. Now, in the previous video, I spoke about what to do when people speak disrespectfully to you. That leads quite nicely into the first point, is do not tolerate disrespect. As a man who is finding his way through life, you're going to have people who are going to try and confront you. They're going to try and test your boundaries. They're going to try and check you. Now, the integrated man is very assertive with his stances, with his opinions, especially the opinion of himself, because we hold ourselves to a high standard. We hold our heads high. We don't allow people to disrespect us. The way in which the integrated man acts is he speaks very firmly but respectfully. He says, no, you're wrong. That's not how I see it. You're wrong about me. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't let his emotions get the better of him. Okay? Remember, we spoke about harnessing controlled aggression. He doesn't let his fury take over. We don't use shame tactics. For people who are disrespectful, they have two options. They either cease and desist what they're saying, or they no longer see you. They no longer have access to you in their lives. We remove ourselves tactically and gracefully because there's no space for disrespectful people in our lives. And that can be a friend, that can be a lover, that can be even family in some cases. A lot of the time you'll find that the people who have the most opinionated views on you will be those who are closest to you. And for that reason, we assert ourselves with grace and respect, because two wrongs do not make a right. Responding to aggression with aggression only leads to more aggression. And what happens is you end up looking like the lesser person for it. Remember, as the age-old expression goes, he who loses his emotion in any conflict loses the battle. And this is something that we were taught in the military, especially when it came to harnessing controlled aggression. If you strategically make a move against your opponent with clarity and precision of thought, unimpeded by emotion, you will make more tactically sound moves compared to if you were to operate from a space of anger, frustration, malice, fury. You're coming from a completely emotional standpoint, and emotions are easy to manipulate. But one who stands firm and roots themselves into the ground, knowing confidently who they are in presence, that's a very hard man to defeat. Very, very hard man to throw off course. So stop taking disrespect. Start asserting yourself with respect. The second point, and I have touched on this before, but I will keep repeating it because this is something I also struggled with for a long time, is be a man of your word. If you say you're going to do something, make sure you do it. Because remember, you can deceive the world. You can lie to everybody that you meet if you want to. You can't lie to yourself. If you tell yourself that you're getting up at 5 a.m. to go for a run, and when that alarm clock goes off, and if you hit snooze, roll back into bed, it's your subconscious mind is there like a little scientist with a clipboard and a pen, and it starts to take notes down. Oh, okay, he said he was going to do this, didn't do it. Okay, we'll put a tally down for unreliable, undisciplined, unfocused, not a man of his word. And then imagine now later on when you have a lucrative opportunity that comes up where you may have the potential to do business with someone, or you may have the opportunity to make a lasting connection. Perhaps it's finding the confidence to go and approach the pretty girl at the coffee shop, or speak to someone who could be a good friend that could help you with business, help you with your own self-development. Your subconscious mind is going to naturally program and default you to, I'm unreliable, therefore I'm going to fumble this opportunity. I'm going to lose focus. I'm going to lose myself in the interaction. I'm going to doubt and basically dismiss myself and disqualify myself. Most men in today's day and age lack the confidence purely because they don't keep to the promises that they make themselves. And I was one of them. I'm 31 years old. I wanted to start this whole process of documenting my journey, speaking my mind, speaking authentically, building a business that I could be proud of to achieve financial freedom, financial success, the ability to travel, the ability to genuinely, holistically help people with my gifts from the age of 20, I was 27 when I left the army. 27 years old. I'm now 31. 4 years. 4 years I spent in my own mental purgatory. 4 years I spent procrastinating, trying my hand at a bunch of different things that, helped me with skill acquisition, but they weren't fundamentally what I wanted to do. And I didn't keep my word. I told myself I'd get up early, and I didn't do it. I told myself that I'd stick to my gym routine, and I didn't do it. I told myself that I'd eat clean, and I didn't do it. And you know what happened? I sabotaged myself. I sabotaged myself in the form of, with the potent friendships that I have friends who are very successful with their businesses because they just keep showing up. I have been through the ringer, trying my hand at various different things, and they have bared witness to it. They have bared witness to my misgivings. And they've told me, bro, just stick to one thing. Why don't you just stick to one thing? What's wrong? You do a million things, and it's never going to work out. In relationships, I've had partners vocalize their doubt for me, their doubts in me. You know what? That hurts. That really hurts. Until I decided that enough was enough. I'm going to stop dishonoring myself, stop doing myself the disservice of not showing up when I say I'm going to show up, and just start showing up. Be a man of your word. If you're going to meet a friend at a certain time, do it. Most importantly, keep the words to yourself, because that subconscious mind, it gathers everything. It stores everything. You know what I'm talking about. How many times have you been just commuting to work or walking through the park or doing something, and then you will just suddenly have a thought back to like when you were, I don't know, in your high school prom, and you fumbled dancing with the girl that you liked. That's a true story, by the way. I fucked that up big time. But yeah, you get reminded of something cringy. That's a subconscious mind defaulting to a thought that innately tells a bigger, larger story, which is your subconscious mind doesn't trust you. You don't trust yourself. You don't have trust in yourself. Because of that, you will continuously be in a cycle of self-sabotage and self-destruction. And if you do that time and time again, you'll never move forward. But the only way you can stop that snowball from crashing into you is to go firm and just start. Start with the small things. Something as simple as writing out your tasks list for things that you need to do the night before your next day begins. And then just start actioning that. When the alarm goes off, don't hit snooze. Bang, that's a win. When you get up, make your bed before you continue to the bathroom. Boom, that's another win. Make sure that, you brush your teeth, you go to the toilet, you take a piss, take a shit, all that stuff, right? Shower, then clean the space afterwards, especially if you're sharing with your family members or your partner or whatever it is. Boom, that's another win, okay? You're now showing yourself that you have the ability to take care of yourself, that you have the ability to show up. You have the ability, because you do have the ability. There is no person on this earth that is born naturally with the gifts of being a good business person or being a confident speaker. I don't care what people say, it's programmed and etched into your genetics. All skills can be learnt. And if all skills can be learnt, all patterns can be learnt. Patterns are built. So build them. Build your own patterns. I know I said 2 points already. This is getting kind of long-winded, but I'll just finish off with this. The easiest way to the easiest way also to build your self-worth is to hold yourself accountable. This leads into my last point, but what I mean by holding yourself accountable is also being able to say, I was wrong, or I'm sorry. When you make a mistake, when you do something that you shouldn't have done, instead of shying away from it and creating these pathetic excuses that make you look like a weak man, if not for any other reason, if not for anyone else, take accountability for yourself. Because remember, just like everything else, when it comes to developing one's self-concept, it's in the word, it's in the title. You have to develop the respect for yourself. You have to master yourself first. If you cannot master yourself, how are you going to dominate it in your business? How are you going to dominate it in your work? How are you going to lead authentically when you enter a relationship? How are you going to have the confidence to walk into a room unapologetically being yourself? That's the reason why you always default to those trivial, menial behaviors. That's why you'll always default to that cyclical thinking of self-sabotage, of limiting beliefs, of feeling inferior. It's not anyone else that's doing it to you. Remember, and this is going to be food for the next video, your internal perception becomes your external reflection. I'll let you sit on that. I'm going to cook this next video based on that title, and I'll see you in the next one.